Hey everybody, welcome back to Young Engineers of Today. I apologize for being a few minutes late. That one is just my fault. I was actually getting some chicken ready so that it could start defrosting. But I did not anticipate I was going to be spending that long. So that was entirely my fault. Anyway, I hope you're ready to continue with Fusion 360 because that's what we are doing, to no one's surprise. But that's what we're going to continue doing. We're going to continue adding tabs to the bookcase, and then we'll figure out where to go from there. Although I think insofar as how long we have to do stuff today, I don't anticipate we're going to be able to finish all of the tabs. So we'll get as far as we can today. So let me go ahead and get it open. Whoop. Minimize. There you are. Also moved everything around on my desktop too, so of course I'm going to have a little bit of trouble finding everything. But yeah, so we'll let it do its thing, which is obviously going to take a minute. This part always takes a while. Always, always, always. Almost there. How's everybody's last couple of days been? How's everybody's week been so far? I can't talk today. All right, well, I hope you all have had good weeks so far. There we go. Okay. That was true. That was quite the ordeal for my computer. You did good, computer. It's okay. All right, so let me go ahead and open up the bookshelf that we've been working on. As you can see, bit by bit, it's been making progress towards a completed product. It's kind of neat, though, to see how it's been sort of piecemeal forming into the shape that we want. So on Monday, we put the tabs into the kick plate. And it wasn't just that. We actually, let me go ahead and hide all the sketches. Boom. We made the tabs on this side, we extruded them out, and then we mirrored them over onto this side, and then we joined them all together because remember they were all separate bodies, and then they all became one body. Now we're going to do that with everything else on the bookshelf. Well, not everything else, but everything else that has tabs. And that's, I believe, going to be the sides, the shelves, and that's it. And then we're going to basically cut out holes in everything that has tabs going into it so that we can, assemble the tabs. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and skip down to the part where we left off. Beep, boop, beep, beep, bop, beep, 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 beep. All right, so this is where we left off, the kick plate. So now we're going to do the same thing with the bottom shelf, like it says there. I'm going to hide everything except for the bottom shelf, so now I just have the bottom shelf showing. The kick plate is hiding, the top shelf, the back, the left, the right, and the top are all hidden from view right now. And just to verify, I'm going to mouse over top shelf, and I can see it kind of floating like a ghost above bottom shelf. Perfect. I did label them correctly, in fact. And let's zoom a little bit in, because we're actually going to create a new sketch on top of the bottom shelf. So create sketch, and again, if I mouse over the top of the bottom shelf, kind of a weird thing to say, it should change our orientation so we're staring at it straight on, and bam, like so. So this is our view of the bottom shelf. And just like we did with the kick plate, we're going to draw some rectangles on it. Just a couple of 2-point rectangles. Hey, Mateo. How's it going? Like so. Nothing too crazy. Hopefully you didn't send that a while ago, because that just came through. All right, so now we got our 3 rectangles. As you can see, again, as always, meh. All right. As always, no regard to their size or shape. Well, other than the fact that they're rectangles, because we're going to sketch those dimensions out. So, before we do that, we're actually going to sketch some midpoint lines, just like we did with the kick plate. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to sketch a couple of lines, or I'm going to sketch one line on each of these tabs. And remember, you want to do the midpoint lines, so look for that triangle in the upper left-hand corner, or the upper left of your cursor. So I'm going to draw a midpoint line, a midpoint line, a midpoint line, and then I'm going to hit escape so I can select these lines, and I'm going to turn these lines into construction lines like I did with that line on the kick plate. Which body are we working on? Bottom shelf. What? Where did you come from? Oh, you're the sketch for, I'm going to hide sketch 3. Yeah, so this is the bottom shelf I'm looking at right now, the top of the bottom shelf. All right, so I've got my three rectangles, my 3 tabs. Each one of them has a midpoint line, a construction line, that's the midpoint, from midpoint to midpoint on it. So it runs straight down the middle. So now I have that for, which origin do we choose? There should only be one origin. That's what makes it the origin. But if you're talking about which plane to use, you're going to click on the top face of the bottom shelf, and it should flip everything so that you're looking at the top face of the bottom shelf head on. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Just click on the top face of the bottom shelf. All right, and then just raise your hand once you've got 3 rectangles with 3 construction midpoint lines. All right, 1 hand so far. Two hands? Really? Is it still giving you issues? That's annoying. Do you have the midplane? Oh, geez. Okay. Oh, man, that sounds like a huge pain. Oh, I'm sorry. At the very least, I guess we still got all the videos to fall back on. Oh, okay, you do. Okay, well, at least that's good. All right, well, um, just keep on trucking with that, and we'll keep doing this as well, and then you know, if you there you go, yeah, there you go, you got that going for you, which is nice. All right, so we've got our midpoints, our our midlines, I guess. We've got our rectangles. Let's start dimensioning. So we're going to dimension the width of each of these with our user preset tab. Like so. So they're all going to be tab and width, including the top one. And for the length of each of these, it's going to be ply. Let me zoom in a little bit so I can get that line. Boom, ply, whoops, ply, just P-L-Y, not play. Ply, bam, and ply, bam. Each one of these is going to have a width of tab and a length of ply. So all 3 of them are going to be identical in that respect. So that's nice and easy at least. That was odd. All right. Then once you've got those, you're going to have to dimension the distance for each tab. And this is going to be a little bit interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dimension the distance between the midline here and the origin. And I'm going to make it depth divided by 3. Then I'm going to dimension the distance between the midline here and the midline here, and I'm going to make that one also. Oh, wait, what? Why would it over-constrain the sketch? That doesn't make any sense. Why is it over-constrained? Arg. Maybe I can do it from here. Nope. Why are you? Oh, that's why. Okay, I see you. Get out of here. There. Now we should be able to, bam. Depth divided by 3. Bam. I had an extra constraint sitting there, which was irritating. So the distance between the middle of this tab and the origin is depth divided by 3, and then the distance between the middle of this tab and the middle of this tab is also depth divided by 3. I mean, makes sense, right? And then you're going to take the distance between the middle of this top tab and the origin, and you're going to make it, I believe it's, yeah, width divided by 3. Width divided by 3. Shpow. And that should move it out. And then just go ahead and raise your hand once you've gotten it all dimensioned out that way as well. You can put the line in the center just by drawing a regular old line. So like, you use the line sketch. You start from, you notice how you get little symbols by the cursor when you mouse over certain points. If you get one that's an X, which means you're on the line of the rectangle, and then a triangle, that means you're at that particular midpoint, and then just draw it across to the midpoint on the other side of the rectangle, and that'll create a line. And then you can just select the line by left-clicking on it with your regular cursor, and then click the normal / construction in order to turn it into a construction line. Yeah, so, okay. Whoops. There we go. I missed the unmute button. The distance between this tab right here, the middle of this tab, and the origin is going to be depth divided by 3. Then the distance between the middle of these two tabs is going to be also depth divided by 3. And then finally, the distance between the middle of this tab and the origin is going to be width divided by 3. And that should be everything. I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes. Again, go ahead and raise your hands when you've already dimensioned them out like this, just so I know. But otherwise, yeah, I'll let you guys work on that. No, there's nothing quite as exciting as just dimensioning things out, right? It's amazing. How far away is this from this? Oh, yes, it's this. Incredible. All right, we got one hand up so far. All right, cool. So now that we've gotten that all dimensioned out, let's go ahead and extrude those to no one's surprise. So we're going to rotate everything and go over to Create, Extrude. And our, oh, right, because the sketch is written. There we go, unhide sketches. So these are going to be our extrusion rectangles. And remember, we're going to extrude them to object, and we can click on the bottom face of the bottom shelf, and they'll extrude them downwards. Okay, or they're going to fail from object. Okay, let's try it again. Why don't you want to extrude? Select the sketches. Select our spots for extrusion. Maybe we can flip them. Oh, we can't flip them around. And it's failing. Okay, why is it failing? No, that's not going to do it. One side, two object, chain faces. There we go. In this case, what I did is I selected extend faces instead of chain faces, and that allowed it to extrude properly. And then just remember to, under Operations, select New Body, and that will give you 3 separate bodies from the bottom shelf, which is exactly what we want right now, because we're going to mirror those. So let's go ahead and go under Create and then Mirror, and under Objects, we're going to actually cancel that. Make sure under Pattern Type you have Body selected. Under Objects, we're going to select all 3 of our new little tabs. And then on the mirror plane, we're going to select that midpoint, or that midplane that we created. And as you can see, they're sort of grayed out and transparent here, but that's how we know that we can preview where they are, and that's where we want them to be. So we're going to hit OK, and bam, now we've got 6 tabs on this bottom shelf. Go ahead and raise your hand once you've gotten those. Once you've gotten all 6 tabs, I should say. All right, 1 hand so far. A 2. Yours is not lining up correctly with the shelf. Is it like floating above them or something, or? Snap grid is on. Where does it say that? Oh, further back than the shelf? So like they're up here somewhere? I mean, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but like that? Or are they going, instead of flush with the shelf, are they going like that? Okay, that, you might want to try and, let's see here, what could cause that? Let's see. Oh, okay, excellent. All right, fantastic. Oh, well, that makes things easy. Okay, so we've got these 6 tabs. However, we're not going to join the bodies together yet, because we're going to do something that's going to make our lives a little bit easier in general anyway. So let me go ahead and show the top shelf. So now I got the top shelf floating above the bottom shelf. Under construct, I want to create another midplane. Well, hold on. First I'm going to select the bottom of the top shelf and then the top of the bottom shelf. And look at that, midplane is created. Why do you think we're creating a midplane between those two shelves? Or why do you think I created that midplane between those two shelves? Any ideas? Well, I'll just go ahead and tell you. We're going to be using it for mirroring. And let me show you. So I'm going to go up to create and then mirror again. And again, make sure pattern types is bodies. Go ahead and select all of these tabs. Bam. And under mirror plane, select that midplane. And they'll be mirrored onto the top shelf. So now we don't even have to worry about sketching on the top shelf or anything like that. We've already got our tabs on both shelves. So that's pretty handy, right? So now we can go ahead and modify, combine, and combine all of these bodies with one another. Hit join, okay, and so now we know that they're all the same body because they're all the same color. So combine, that's our target body, and then for tool bodies, we'll select each individual one like so. Hit okay, and bam. So now our shelves have tabs on them. Go ahead and raise your hand once you've done that. Once both your shelves have all 6 tabs and they're all combined. All right, we got one hand so far. Two hands. Ah, ah, ah. Give everybody a couple more minutes. All right, let's see here. Okay. Let's just bring everything back for a minute just to see what it looks like. So now we're starting to get everything to come together. The tabs are starting to stick through the back and the sides of the bookshelf. The kick plate, you know, it's got its tabs showing and everything like that. We are well on our way to finishing this. However, we still have to add a couple more sets of tabs. We have to add tabs for the back and the sides. So let's see if we can't at least get the ones for the sides in real quick, and then we can worry about the ones on the back and cutting out the holes for everything next class. So we'll go ahead and hide everything except for the left wall. I believe it's the left wall. Let's see here. Yeah, we already did that. That's. Oh, no, you know what? Let's do the back real quick. Bic. And let's draw onto the back of the bookcase. So let's see here. We're looking at the front of the bookcase now because I believe we want to select the front of the back. Nope, the back of the back. The back of the back. So now we're looking at the back of the bookcase. Not just the back wall, but the back face of the back wall of the bookcase. And we'll create a new sketch on that face. Perfect. Then just like before, we'll create a few rectangles, in fact 3 of them. Again, with no regard to size or positioning on the bookcase. Welcome back, Vincent. And then we're gonna create our midpoint lines. Yep, midpoint lines. So same thing as we've done with the shelves. Go ahead and create those midpoint lines and turn them into construction lines. Bam, like so. And again, we're going to want to turn those into construction lines so that they aren't separating the tabs out, or the different halves of the tabs. Boom, like so. You know what that means? That means it's time for dimensioning. So these side tabs are going to be a width of tab as before, and a height or a length of ply, bam, bam. Then they're going to be a distance of height divided by 3 from the origin and from each other. Again, a very similar thing to what we were doing with the tabs on the shelf. So now we got those. Go ahead and raise your hand once you've completed those, because we're going to dimension the top tab a little bit differently. Ooh, I apologize. My screen was not showing. Like so. Nobody said anything. That was my fault, though. So again, this is the back wall of the back face of the back wall of the bookcase. I created 3 tabs on the right-hand side, 1 on the top and 2 on the side, on the right half of the top, and then 2 on the right side. These are tab in width and ply in length on the side, and they are height divided by 3 distance apart from each other. And then the bottom tab is height divided by 3 distance from the origin. Again, this is just like the shelves. We're dimensioning the distance between the midpoint line and the origin, and then the distance between the 2 midpoint lines on each of these tabs. So height divided by 3, height divided by 3, tab, ply, tab, ply. So yeah, once again, go ahead and raise your hand once you've done that. No worries, Mateo. I kind of figured. I'm glad at least that you're able to work on it, though. Nice. Excellent. Yeah, I can imagine. Given the amount of grief that program has been giving you. That's true. That's true. Although, by the same token, Tinkercad isn't as powerful. You know what I mean? Um, there's not as much versatility in it. And that's just kind of the trade-off that you're always going to be making with programs like these. Yeah, that's true. That's true. This would totally be doable in Tinkercad. Yeah. All right. Let's actually call it a class here. Um, we'll do the poll questions. We'll do question and answer time, and then we'll break for the weekend and meet up again on Monday to hopefully finally knock this thing out by probably Wednesday, I'm guessing here. Um, yeah, Gatling gun is a little bit difficult. I'm putting my money on Wednesday, but you know, I've been wrong before. Anyway, let's go ahead and do the poll questions, and then we'll do question and answer time, and then you guys can head on out. So here we go.